Hello and welcome to Crisler Center for another presentation of WCBN Sports' coverage of Michigan basketball. I'm Alex Strain, joined today by Ryan Buckman for the first half. It'll be Nick Hornberg and Neil Sinha in the second half for this matchup of Michigan and UMass Lowell. The Wolverines enter today at 9-3, number 11 in the country, and the Riverhawks 6-8, unranked. This obviously is a game Michigan is heavily favored in, but a lot of intrigue in a lot of ways for Michigan because the injury to Isaiah Livers a few days ago.
Yeah, I believe it's Eli Brooks starting for him today, and I think Eli Brooks is a good addition, I think, to the starting lineup as well. I think he can prove to be a pretty good shooter on this team, and he's definitely a guy who can definitely drive it in a lot, but he's a guy who also shares the basketball very well too.
Yeah, Michigan's starting lineup as it's just about to be announced right now: Simpson, Wagner, Brooks, Johns, and Teskey. Michigan, of course, will miss the shooting of Livers, who has just been dominant this season, the leading scorer on the team, and it's pretty much all through his shooting prowess. Michigan will have to find a way to make up for those shots, and I think a guy that they'll look to is Franz Wagner, who has been on a bit of a roll the last few games, now up to 8.8 points per game. It'll be interesting to see if he becomes a go-to player without Livers here today.
I think definitely as we get later into the season, he's going to definitely become more of a go-to player.
Yeah.
Especially the way he's just been, like you said, he's been able to really come forward lately and just be able to take over parts of games, especially in the second half too, when they really need someone like as a pick-me-up to start getting a little rhythm to start a second half.
Michigan is no stranger to missing big players. Wagner himself was out the first several weeks of the season, missed the first 4 games. And Livers, we don't really know how long he's going to be out. It is a groin issue. He is listed as out indefinitely. Something to do with pelvic groin area. Those are obviously issues that are hard to tell exactly how long guys are going to be out when those injuries occur. But Michigan, regardless, will be playing without him as they enter this game here today. The Riverhawks enter at 6-8 on the season, and for whatever reason, they have had a lot of games this year, having played 14 already. They played Loyola, Maryland just a couple days ago, been very busy on the break, so we'll see if Michigan can take advantage of a bit of a tired opponent.
Yeah, definitely. They are definitely better offensive team than defensive team. I think they rank around the 300th in defense this year.
317 in defensive efficiency.
Yeah, they have a couple of pretty great shooters on this team that they're looking forward to start this game off, and probably be a big contributor to the start of this game, including Lute Christian, who has 19.5 points per game right now, which is pretty remarkable right now for this team.
It's an undersized UMass Lowell team, as you may expect, given the sort of small conference status. UMass Lowell from the America East Conference, Michigan from the Big Ten. This is the second Big Ten team that UMass Lowell has played this season. They played Ohio State, lost by 20. Buckeyes led by as many as 31 in that game at one point. Ohio State actually locked in a tight battle with West Virginia right now down in Cleveland, Ohio. It's West Virginia by 1, just under 4 minutes to go in the game in that one, so we'll update you on that score as things roll along. Michigan in this game, their last non-conference game of the season, trying to go 10-3 in the non-conference slate, or actually rather, they would go 8-2 in the non-conference slate. They have played, obviously, a couple Big Ten games of those weird December games, but then they'll have 18 Big Ten games after this weekend, starting at Michigan State next weekend, and that'll be big, last tune-up here today before that one.
Yeah, that's going to be definitely a big difference, too, because I think Michigan State, they are playing better as of late right now, and so I think Michigan's going to have to be playing at the top of their A game when they get to the Breslin Center next week. Yeah,
no question about that. Michigan State, obviously, always tough. Breslin Center, a stadium not easy to win in, and you're never going to get calls in Breslin, so Michigan's going to have to play their best in that one, and they have to try some things out here today to see what's going to work without Isaiah Livers in the lineup. And UMass Lowell wearing their blue jerseys, Michigan in the home whites, and we're just about ready to go.
I expect Michigan to maybe probably drive it in a little bit here to start the game and take a few outside jumpers, but hopefully they get off to a good start here.
Yeah, Michigan obviously will have a size advantage down by the basket, a little bit less of so without Livers, but Johns at 6'8", Wagner 6'9", Teskey 7'1". All three guys are taller than the tallest player on the Riverhawks, so an incentive to pound it inside. They've tried to do that more with Teskey this year, but it's only worked so well.
I've been very surprised on tip-offs that they have a hard time getting the opening tip in most of these games.
Yeah, Teskey will definitely have a big advantage against his opponent, Connor Withers. Withers at 6'7", Teskey's getting a whole half foot as compared to Withers. And that one is won back by Teskey. He won it so cleanly it dribbled all the way back towards the end line where Simpson scooped it up. And here we go. 19:50 to go in the game as Michigan finally gets it up and sets up their first offensive possession. Eli Brooks over to Xavier Simpson, back across to Brooks. They get it inside to Teskey, kicks it out. Wagner open three from the wing. That one off the heel, bounced around. UMass Lowell pulls down the rebound. There's going to be a foul against John Teskey. And just 25 seconds into the game, Teskey gets called for a bump.
Yeah, you just don't want to start the game like that if you're John Teskey. You just have to get back on defense at that point.
Yep. Obviously, Michigan trying to utilize their height advantage to crash the offensive glass hard. So now coming up with it is Jordan Owens, and this UMass Lowell team will set things up. They get it out to Lutete, who obviously the big scorer for them, and then a kick outside, and a shot is way off the mark from Connor Withers. Michigan grabs the rebound down. Simpson comes up with it to Teskey in the paint. Double team. Teskey goes up with the left hook, and it goes. Michigan leads 2-0.
I think John Teskey's going to be a big contributor today for this team.
Jordan Owens brings it up. Now he'll hand it off right there to Alan Blunt. Blunt in the starting lineup. Josh Gantz, the center, is still injured, not in the starting lineup, and they lost Darius Henderson, their normal center, to the transfer portal just a few days ago. There's a runner through the lane, off the mark, tipped around, and Michigan comes up with it. Franz Wagner grabs the rebound. He dribbles up. Eli Brooks on the wing, gets the screen from Teskey. Now throws on the brakes at the Block M logo. Kicks it to Simpson in the corner. He's going to drive inside. Lay it up off the glass. No. Rebound Teskey. And the putback is good. Michigan leads 4-0, 90 seconds in. Now the Riverhawks come up with the ball. Jordan Owens is their point guard, and he's a guy that struggled this season from outside distance, and that limits their offensive ability, though they are a pretty decent offensive team. That one goes out of bounds. Off Withers, and it'll go to Michigan. Just a sloppy turnover there from the Riverhawks. You cannot afford to give up many of those if you are UMass Lowell in this game. Lowell enters a much better offensive team than defensive team. They rank outside the top 300 in KenPom defense. Brooks now gets it to Johns on the low block to Teskey. Little jumper from the elbow, and that one dribbles off the iron and no good. Obadiah Noel comes up with the rebound. He dribbles into the paint, going to put up a little floater. That one short. Rebound underneath. Not able to get a putback was Alan Blunt. Now Brooks comes up with it, and he leads the charge. Brooks gets it to Johns at the elbow. Johns backing down, using his strength, going up with it off the glass, and good. 6-0 Wolverines. Now trying to come up the other way, and immediately stolen for a second. Simpson had it and then lost it. UMass Lowell gets an opportunity. A high glass hook is no good. Now they get it up to Franz Wagner. A 3-on-1. They get it to Brooks in the corner. 4-3. That one just a little too strong, and UMass Lowell the rebound. Now up come the Riverhawks. Good defense there by Brandon Johns to deter a drive from Obadiah Noel. Now out to Jordan Owens, and they'll try to set something up. Lutete with the ball. He dribbles inside. Outside again. Now going low block is Alan Blunt. He puts on the brakes, a nice little stop, and then a lay-in, and it's 6-2 in favor of Michigan. 16:50 to go.
Yeah, just giving a little too much room there in the lane. Got to be able to box that out.
Brooks dribbles around the outside now. Nice pass inside, and Teskey all alone for the easy lay-in off the glass. 8-2. UMass Lowell comes up with it. Jordan Owens in the lane, kicks it back out. Alan Blunt throws it around. Now outside, trying to drive inside. Obadiah Noel. That shot a little strong. The runner did not go. Simpson grabs the rebound, dribbles up with it, puts on the brakes, sees Teskey roll to the paint. Now Simpson kicks it out to Eli Brooks. He curls around. Elbow jumper is good. 10-2 Michigan on top. 4 minutes gone in the first half.
So far, the absence of livers hasn't shown yet here on the floor.
No, Michigan having their way with this soft and porous UMass Lowell defense right now. Now outside, dribbling in, kick back out. Alan Blunt, he walked. And that'll be a turnover. Another one for UMass Lowell, their second of the first 4-minute sequence. And with 15:51 to go in the first half, it's Michigan 10, UMass Lowell 2. Well, hot start for the Wolverines there in that first sequence.
Yeah, definitely a very quick, aggressive start. And it was really, at the same time as being aggressive and quick, they were definitely patient at the same time, made smart decisions. And Brandon Johns Jr. is a very aggressive player when he gets down there in the paint. So going forward, I think he's going to be exceptionally great down there if he continues to play like that.
Well, when you think about this Michigan team, they've got a lot of dudes who definitely are still going to need to bulk up in the offseason, guys like Wagner and Bijema and Castleton, but Brandon Johns is not one of those. A really strong player at 6'8", 235, and he was using his strength there on the low post.
Yes, especially later in the season, especially if they get into the tournament, that's going to be proving key for this team to win some games too.
Score from Cleveland, West Virginia 57, Ohio State 54. 2 minutes to go in that one. It's been a season of upsets in college basketball.
Say the least.
Yeah. Already, I believe, 5 different teams have lost as number 1. Ohio State, potentially a team that could move to number 1, but they're in trouble right now. Going to need to have a late rally to pull that one off in Cleveland. And then this is also the last day of the NFL season, or regular season, that is, here today.
Big implications on the line in the NFL today.
That is for sure. Jets 3-0 over the Bills. Saints 28-0, wow, over the Panthers. Bengals a surprising 20-10 lead over the Browns. Chiefs 10-7 over the Chargers. Bears 11-6 over the Vikings. Dolphins, Patriots tied at 10. Falcons and Buccaneers tied at 13. Extra point coming for the Bucs. As 15:51 to go in the first half, Michigan 10, UMass Lowell 2. Both teams at their respective benches getting some coaching. Juwan Howard in his first season, 9-3 as the head coach of Michigan. And the recruiting, always an important part of the coaching job. Michigan hosting power forward recruit Terrence Williams today for an official visit. That's something that may come up later in the ball game. Meanwhile, on the other side, Pat Duquette's been around for a while for UMass Lowell. Does not have a great career record as UMass Lowell's coach, but a big part of his tenure has been the transition from D2 to D1. Came during the 2013-14 season when the Riverhawks moved up from D2. They were ineligible for postseason play until 2018. That's one of the requirements of moving up a division, and slowly been getting their feet back under them. It's never easy to move up a full division of college basketball. It takes a little while to make that happen, and Duquette has guided them through it.
Well, when you have over 300 teams in D1, it is very tough to play well.
Yeah, UMass Lowell joined the America East Conference upon moving up, and that's a tough conference. There are some good teams there. Albany and Vermont in particular, 2 teams that frequently make the NCAA tournament. Back out of the timeout, Simpson dribbles inside, now bounce pass to Teskey, tipped around, now it's on the floor. Sloppy turnover there from the Michigan point guard. Simpson, no assists yet today, but we will be watching that as he needs just 3 to move into 3rd place all time on the Michigan assist list. Now outside, bounce pass inside, nice lay-in there for Alan Blunt. And it's 10-4, UMass Lowell in a 6-point hole. Michigan comes up with it. Brooks hands it off to Simpson. Simpson outside, watching to get some help, gets the screen from Teskey, flips it into him, lay it off the window, and it goes. Rattled around and dropped home, 12-4, Michigan on top.
Nice cut by Teskey, recognizing the lane was open and able to get the pass from, I believe that was Simpson.
Yep, Teskey now 8 points out of the first 12 in this game. Connor Withers with the ball in the key and got a foul underneath. Looks like Wagner grabbed a hold, I think, of Alan Blunt under the basket as he was making a baseline cut. Yep, it does go against Franz Wagner. 12-4, Wolverines on top. That's now the 2nd team foul for Michigan. No team fouls for UMass Lowell so far, just under 5 minutes gone in the first half of this game. Now looking to get a baseline inbound was Jordan Owens. Got it in there, and a nice, easy look was missed And so Michigan grabs down the rebound, and up they come the other way. Simpson with the ball, blows right by Jordan Owens, kicks it to Wagner in the corner, out to Brooks from the wing. He leaves that one a little short, deflects off Simpson's hand upon the rebound, and UMass Lowell able to grab it down. Christian Lutete comes up with it. Now kicks it around, Blunt, and now across to the wing. Open three there, tipped around, no good. UMass Lowell gets the rebound into Withers. His lay-in is no good. Boy, oh boy, UMass Lowell really struggling offensively right now. Michigan's defense doing a good job, but they're also missing some open looks. Eli Brooks dribbles into the lane. His turnaround jumper kissed the glass, and it goes 14-4. Wolverines on top. 6 minutes gone in the first half. Now up come the Riverhawks, trying to just get something going. There's Christian Lutete, who's the leading scorer for UMass Lowell. 19.5 points per game for Lutete, as now Jordan Owens dribbles around. 10 on the shot clock, and his shot wild, and it'll go out of bounds to Michigan. 13:46 to go. Another ugly turnover there for UMass Lowell. That is now 3 on the game. And Colin Castleton checks into this one. They're going to put Johns on the bench and go with the Ivory Towers lineup of Castleton and Teskey.
Yeah, right now Michigan's defense a little slow start here, but they actually limit them pretty well so far.
Yep, open looks have been missed so far for the Riverhawks. Story of the game, Eli Brooks dribbles around with it, tries to get it inside to Teskey. He grabs it, lays it up, and lays it in. John Teskey just going to work. He's got that half-foot height advantage over Withers, and he's making it count. 10 points now for Teskey out of the team's 16. A 12-point lead for Michigan, their largest of the game. 13:15 to go in the first half. Here's the fadeaway jumper by Lutete off the mark. Castleton the rebound up to Simpson, and Michigan continue to stretch it. They get it into the corner, and Wagner gets it inside to Teskey. Wagner was open for three, went up for a shot, and then decided to pass it inside. Dangerous pass to Teskey, who then got whacked underneath. And 2 free throws coming for the Michigan 7-1 big man.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like Wagner thought that he's got the height advantage, so I might as well pass that in and hopefully get an easy attempt, but didn't quite work. But got the foul anyways.
So Teskey stands at the free throw line, a pretty solid free throw shooter this season, right about 70%, and he makes the first one. 17-4 Wolverines on top. And it looks like Adrian Nunez is going to check into this game for Franz Wagner. Nunez fouled out in his last game against Presbyterian in just 13 minutes. He's going to need a stronger defensive effort here today to stay on the floor. Teskey dribbles a couple times. His second free throw leaves it a little short, and grabbing down the rebound is Ron Mitchell. He comes into these games as sort of a third guard after Obadiah Noel and Jordan Owens. Owens off the court right now. Actually, no, it's Noel who came off the court. Now handing around, dribbling inside, getting it to Withers underneath. Now he tries to dribble back the other way, and there's a kick. And the ball will go to Michigan.
I think Nunez has got to be able to stay aware and aggressive at the same time, which can be very tough to do to limit the fouls for him today.
Actually, that ball will go to UMass Lowell. They'll get an inbound underneath the basket. Now they get it in underneath. There's Obadiah Noel back onto the floor. Now outside a three. Oh boy, air ball. And we're going to have a reach foul underneath on the Riverhawks, as a wide open three opportunity for Withers was not close. That'll bring Austin Davis into this game. Davis has had a strong few home games against Iowa and Presbyterian over the last few weeks.
You just expect him to use his size a little bit more down low. It would definitely help this team out.
Yeah, and without Livers, they are going to need some bigs to play more, and Davis could be one of those guys. Simpson gives it to Nunez down low, and he walked. 12:30 to go in the first half. Michigan leads by 13. Now the inbound from Withers, and up comes the Riverhawks. Michigan now in this game. 2 turnovers to UMass Lowell's 2, but the big difference, Michigan shooting 62% from the field, UMass Lowell just 14, and there's another miss down low. Obadiah Noel just could not get it to go. Davis the rebound, up come the Wolverines the other direction. Simpson dribbles around into the paint, throws it up, and a jam for Colin Castleton, and it's 19-4 Wolverines.
Smart pass from Simpson, wasn't a great look, so he decided just to get a low dump off.
Yep, and that's another assist for Xavier Simpson in this game. He's now got 2, He needs one more to move into sole possession of third place, as there is a 3 from the wing, and finally getting it to go is Obadiah Noel. 19-7, Michigan on top.
Man, UMass Lowell likes that spot there for 3 for some reason.
Yeah, they've tried quite a few from there. First one they've gotten to go. 3 of 16 from the field in this game. UMass Lowell 1 of 4 from beyond the arc. Simpson dribbles inside, and a great tie up there, and that is going to go to UMass Lowell with the possession arrow. Noel ties up Simpson, and we'll go into the under 12 timeout. UMass Lowell with the ball. 19-7, Wolverines on top. Well, Michigan continues to play pretty good defense, forcing a lot of misses from UMass Lowell, and they've done a good job to capitalize on offense so far in this game. As we get a score update from Cleveland, Ohio State is going to go down, trailing 65-59 with just 7 seconds left, and West Virginia shooting 2 free throws. A lot of West Virginia fans there in Cleveland. West Virginia decently close to Cleveland, but obviously you'd expect a majority Ohio State fans, but the West Virginia folks going wild in that one. So as you kind of look across the Big Ten, really nobody got out of non-conference play unscathed. Michigan suffers 2 non-conference losses. Ohio State suffers 1 non-conference loss. They have 1 conference loss, as does Michigan. MSU dropped games to Kentucky and Duke in their early season play, as well as Virginia Tech. And it really, you look across the Big Ten, this is a pretty open conference as we go into conference play.
It really is. I think there's some teams that are going to definitely play some spoilers too. I think like Illinois will definitely end up playing a spoiler here in the year, and they could definitely sneak their way up in that top 4, maybe even 2. I mean, they're pretty good. Iowa is definitely still very good, I think as good as they were last year. And Michigan State is always going to be near the top there. They're but without Langford, it's going to be exceptionally surprising to see what's going to happen to them down the stretch here, especially later in the season when I think they need some of those big guys.
Yeah. Kind of look at the Big Ten basketball standings, and you look at it's a talented conference. A lot of teams that are ranked. Penn State 11-2 entering today. Ohio State now drops to 11-2. Michigan trying to go to 10-3. Indiana at 11-1. Maryland 11-2. They're a top 25 squad. And then, as you mentioned, Illinois 8-4. Purdue at 8-5 is a team that the advanced metrics really like in spite of their record. And Minnesota beat Ohio State. Wisconsin at 7-5 is always tough. Iowa at 9-3. So the conference could put 8 or 9 teams into the NCAA tournament
easily. I think definitely Indiana has been that quiet 11-1 right now. They haven't really had a signature win, but they've definitely done their business and done their work so far.
Yeah.
I think right now Michigan's going to have to maybe step it up a little bit better on offense. Just a little bit. They were a little bit careless there the past few possessions, but hopefully it can amp it up here.
So out of the timeout, UMass Lowell with the ball, taking it away on that possession arrow swipe. And we'll see if they can finally string some good offensive possessions together. Dribbling around with it now. Noel's got it. 12 seconds on the shot clock. He's going to need to start picking up the pace. Goes around the screen, kicks it back out. Pump fake, and now a look, and it goes. Nice shot there from Joey Glenn. 19-9. Michigan on top. 11 minutes to go in the first half. Simpson comes up with the ball, gets the screen from Castleton, now double teamed briefly. Now tries to get it inside to Castleton, and they say off of a UMass Lowell hand. Pat Duquette there is going crazy, wanting one of the other 2 referees to overturn the call. They will not, so it'll stay with Michigan.
Yeah, I didn't quite see the hand, but that's a good break for Michigan.
Simpson gets it into Nunez, his open 3 from the wing, bingo. Adrian Nunez, who's really just a shooter, finally gets one to go there, and Michigan leads by 13. 10.5 minutes.
That's how he works very well, is with the pop and shoot.
Yep. Now another open 3 look. That one too strong for Connor Withers. Simpson grabs the rebound down himself. Z is playing without the headband today, and what an entry pass there to Austin Davis. Simpson has now taken over 3rd place on the all-time assist lead for the Wolverines. Now Obadiah Noel comes up with it, tries to cross over David DeJulius, gets a small screen kick out. Joey Glenn, another open mid-range jumper, and we're going to have a foul underneath on Connor Withers, grabbing Austin Davis. The ball will go to Michigan. The foul there on Withers. Michigan will do the inbound. Brooks will be the one to inbound it, as Simpson will go to the bench. Right now on the floor for the Wolverines, Nunez, Brooks, DeJulius, Davis, and Castleton. A little bit of an interesting lineup for Michigan, trying something else out right now. 10 minutes to go, and we're going to get a moving screen on Austin Davis.
And I think this is a lot with Howard realizing what happened to Livers last game. He's not trying to get many of his starters in bad situations to probably get hurt too.
24-9, Michigan on top. Inbound to Ron Mitchell. Now dribbling in the paint, kicked it around. Thomas had it, now back outside. Dribbling inside, Noel, now back outside, Ron Mitchell. His three is too strong. Castleton grabs down the rebound. He hits the floor hard. A valiant effort to grab down that rebound. Brooks comes up with it, hands it off to Castleton. Now inside to Austin Davis. That one tipped out of bounds off Ron Mitchell. Stays with Michigan, 21 seconds on the shot clock. Michigan shooting 69% from the field. UMass Lowell just 20%.
Exceptional shooting right now for Michigan. They're being very selective and very cautious with their offense.
UMass Lowell allowing about 72.5 points per game this season. Michigan on pace to top that easily, as we can have another foul underneath. This one on the Riverhawks again. A bump. See who they charge it to. It'll go against Thomas. Now they'll try to do the inbound again. DeJulius needs to get it in. He finds Austin Davis. Davis gives it right back to him. DeJulius pull up three from the wing, and that one rattles around and not quite good enough to go. That one in and out. 1 for 5 now, Michigan from distance. But they have really just all they've needed was to pound it inside. Now outside, an open look for Lutete, and he knocks it down. Christian Lutete makes it 24-12. Lutete, 51 points against LIU, a school record. A few weeks ago, he made the Sports Center #2 top effort of the week for that game. Now Nunez, his open three, and he hits it. Adrian Nunez, 2 for 2 from distance, the only Michigan player to knock it down from outside, and it's back to a 15-point Wolverines edge. Obadiah Noel dribbles inside, and his shot over Brooks is no good, but he's going to draw a foul.
I'm going to say Nunez could be heating up here. Hopefully he keeps that way here to end the first half.
At the line, shooting 2 for UMass Lowell, Obadiah Noel.
So Obadiah Noel steps to the free throw line. His first rattles around and out. Noel, a 59.4% free throw shooter. So UMass Lowell team right around 70% as a squad from the free throw line. And now Franz Wagner will check back in. DeJulius, Brooks, Wagner, Nunez, and Davis now out on the court. Second free throw from Noel is good, so he stays close to his average and makes 1 of 2. 27-13, Wolverines on top, 8:42 to go in the first half. DeJulius outside. Nunez makes a cut under the basket. DeJulius didn't find him. Now Austin Davis has got the ball at the elbow, and we're going to get a foul underneath. Castleton got whacked. As you see, the Riverhawks now being very aggressive, trying to deny these entry passes to the bigs, and they're getting hit with a lot of fouls over the last few minutes.
Yeah, as we expect, and UMass Lowell on the other side is just going to end up shooting the three more often than not right now.
Yeah.
Checking into the game for UMass Lowell, number 3, Jordan Owens.
And that's the concern for UMass Lowell. They're only a 33.7% three-point shooting team and pretty awful defensive team, and that's really been the story of the game so far. DeJulius throws it into Brooks out at half court. Now he'll try to get the offense set up. 15 on the shot clock. They've got time to work with. Brooks around outside to DeJulius. Now back around Eli Brooks. Pump fake. Step back three. And it's a little too strong. Eli Brooks today just not able to find his shot. 0 for 3 from distance. And a 14-point Michigan advantage outside to Lutete, and he walked. Good pop-out defense there from Franz Wagner to force another turnover. That's 3 on the Riverhawks, and Michigan will take the basketball back with 8:08 to go in the first half.
like how when a player isn't having a great game right now for Michigan, another one's able to step up with Eli Brooks. Not being able to step up, Nunez has been able to take a couple of good shots.
Yep. DeJulius to Wagner. Wagner on the outside finds Nunez, cutting to the basket underneath, and he's swatted. A really nice block there, and the Riverhawks finally get a good defensive stand. They go all the way to the rack and laying it up and laying it in. Obadiah Noel running the floor right there very well. He's now got 8 of the Riverhawks' 15. Obadiah Noel, the junior from Frederick, Maryland, is getting things going. Austin Davis inside. Nice pump fake. He's swatted from behind. Joey Glenn, I think, now has 2 blocks on these last 2 possessions if they did give it to him on the previous play. Now they go inside to Glenn, and his shot is off the mark, tipped around. Michigan rebound down. 12-point edge, 7:22 to go in the game. They find Nunez in the corner. His 3, and not able to get that one to go. A little short. Up comes UMass Lowell the other way. Noel outside, kicks it to Lutete. He dribbles inside. Nice defense there from Wagner, but they say he pushed him, and we're going to have a foul. 7:07 to go in the first half. 27-15, Michigan on top.
Foul called on Michigan, number 21, Ron Wagner, his second, team's 5th. And we have a timeout on the floor.
Timeout on the floor at the under 8 media timeout. This has been a pretty quick first half.
Absolutely, and I think Michigan is really trying right now on offense, but they don't have many starters out there, so it's going to be a little bit tougher for them to consistently get some offense going. But right now I think guys like Davis are going to have to step up, and other guys like Eli Brooks and Nunez will also need to shoot well as well.
Well, as we were alluding to earlier with the Big Ten basketball picture, the Big Ten has 7 teams in the top 22 of the Ken Palm rankings entering today, and 10 of the top 39. This is a really, really tough conference, and that's only going to become more apparent as conference play goes in swing. And of course, we talked about last week, only one Big Ten team failed to protect home court during those 2 December games. It was Northwestern with a loss to MSU. Every other Big Ten team won their sole home game in December in conference play, and it's going to be tough to play on the road anywhere.
It really is. It doesn't matter where you play. It's just every Big Ten team is just great home court advantage. There's just not one team that can outplay another really when they're on their home court that much.
So now 7:07 to go in the first half. Michigan 27, UMass Lowell 15. So yeah, the veteran of the game being acknowledged on the Jumbotron. Pretty good crowd here today. Not quite as packed as it was against Oregon, but overall, really solid showing. These break games are often populated more by the fans who live here in town as opposed to the students, obviously. Student section rather thin. Mostly local folks. Take a look at Michigan's schedule. They will play at MSU, then they get a home game against Purdue, and that will be 2 tough tests early on, both games probably without Isaiah Livers. Then at Minnesota, at Iowa, home to Penn State, home to Illinois. So it is a bit of a tough swing early on, at least in terms of road games, but outside of that one at MSU game, really the gauntlet doesn't come till February, so it makes the Livers injury a little more bearable, but they're going to need to develop some more play. And you look across the Big Ten, even outside that sort of top 10, you got Illinois at 48 and Rutgers at 52 in Ken Palm. The only 2 atrocious Big Ten teams, Northwestern at number 99 and Nebraska at 139. Huskers really the only team that's going to get pushed around often in the Big Ten.
Yeah, even Rutgers this year has done an exceptional job. I think what they've done over there right now has been really great, and I think it's really great for the fan base as well.
Yep, Rutgers notched their win at home in the December conference slate. Out of the timeout, UMass Lowell with the ball. Obadiah Noel dribbles around Nunez, but they say use the offhand to push off, and so it'll be an offensive foul on the Riverhawks. 7:04 to go in the first half. That's now team 6th on the Riverhawks. Michigan 5 fouls, UMass Lowell 6, so the Wolverines will now be in the bonus with the next foul. Eli Brooks across to Nunez. Nunez today 2 for 3 from distance. Now Teskey back outside to Brooks. He's struggled from 3, but he's going to take a long 2 this time, and he gets it to go. Easy swish from just inside the arc, and it's 29-15 Wolverines.
Made that look really easy, just stepping up to the free throw line and able to take a nice shot.
Jordan Owens with the ball outside. That kicks it around to Noel. Noel 8 points out of UMass Lowell's 15. He has been the dude so far for the Riverhawks. Lutete, who is kind of expected to be that sort of player, hasn't done a whole lot. Now he hands it off. Owens back around outside to Noel. Dribbles around the screen from Joey Glenn. His fadeaway jumper is good. It sort of rattled around the rim and falls. And so Noel now 10 points. He averages almost 16 per game. Second on the team in scoring. They go inside to Johns at the key. Now to Teskey right there. He lays it up. No, but got hacked. 3 Riverhawks surrounding the Michigan big man, and he'll get 2 free throws. 6:01 to go in the first half. 29-17, Michigan on top.
His second, team 7. At the line shooting 2 for your Wolverines, John Teskey.
Teskey will step up there. Nunez and Johns stand to collect potential rebound. If Teskey misses the second, he makes the first.
Checking back into the game for your Wolverines, number 3, Xavier Simpson.
6:01 to go in the first half. Simpson checks back in. Teskey spins the ball in his hand, dribbles it 3 times, and now goes up with the second free throw attempt. That one rattles down. And good. 6:01 to go in the first half. Michigan 31, UMass Lowell 17. Owens comes up with it. He's been sort of the distributor in this game for UMass Lowell, the one to dribble it up and then get it to either Lutete or Owens. And Lutete, nice drive around Johns. That one tipped out of bounds off a Michigan hand. I think the second referee's going to come in and make a correction. Yep, ball will go to the Wolverines.
Out of bounds.
Well, I think that's definitely one that probably Teskey should have gotten. Being able to get a little bit more aggressive down there and try to get that back down, get that rebound would have helped him.
Michigan gets a little lucky with the tick drill, but right call was made by the referees. 31-17, Michigan on top. Wolverines dribbling it around outside. Simpson to Teskey. Hands it back to Simpson. He swings it to Teskey at the free throw line. Now to Brooks in the corner. His 3 is no good. Eli Brooks now 0 for 4 from 3-point range. Just not getting anything to go right now. Michigan 2 of 9 from 3 so far in this game. Still with a 14-point lead, though, and it's never been close. Jordan Owens dribbles to the baseline. Good defense by DeJulius to turn him away. Now back outside. Noel dribbles in the lane, and he traveled. Ball will go to Michigan. 5:10 to go in the first half. Michigan's been on the verge of pulling away for a while, but has not quite been able to do it. 31-17. 1 or 2 of those 3s from Brooks could have gone down. Michigan would be in a good spot. Simpson outside. Now to DeJulius. He's going to pull up from 3. Bingo! And Michigan leads by 17, their largest lead of the game, 34-17, as DeJulius knocks that one down. And Simpson got a hand in there against Owens. Owens able to recollect, get it to Connor Withers at the free throw line. He tries to find Owens in the corner, trying to dribble around Simpson, able to do so. Now gets it to Withers. He had it, lost it. Teskey is able to force a miss, and then Simpson trying to run the break with Johns streaking to the basket. His pass too high over the head of Johns and out of bounds. That's another turnover on Simpson, his 3rd.
Yeah, that's definitely something he's going to really have to clean up. That's about the second game, I think, where he's had 3 turnovers here in the first half.
4:30 to go in the first half. Owens dribbles inside, puts on the brakes, kicks it out. Withers now over to Lutete. He dribbles inside. His shot off the mark. He's sort of running hook there. Brooks grabs down the rebound over to Teskey. Right back to Brooks. He can try another 3 if he wants to. Instead, he'll dribble into the lane. A runner does not go. Eli Brooks just can't find the touch right now. He's had quite a few good looks in this game. Now running the other way, Ron Mitchell, coast to coast, and he lays it in. 34-19.
UMass Lowell is very quick and very nimble to get to the basket, so Michigan's had a little tough time trying to guard that.
Yeah. Riverhawks running the break to try and negate the size issue. Teskey tries to go inside looking for Johns. Not able to do so. A turnover there. Now it's 6 turnovers for Michigan in the first half. And a sweeping hook there from Obadiah Noel. And Juwan Howard's going to get a timeout as it's back to 13, 34-21. That is a quick 4-0 run for the Riverhawks. And I think Howard not too happy with some of the sloppiness there.
Yeah, there's definitely not a lot of communication with helping out each player right now. There's not a lot of switches. There's just a lot of one-on-one and just kind of just guarding a guy. It's just at this point, it's pretty simple defense, and it's really can't be said that this can't continue throughout the rest of the game, because I think UMass Lowell, even though they aren't that great of a team, they are still a pretty good offensive team that can shoot well at times.
Yeah. We've got a sort of video on the Jumbotron about Franz Wagner and Cole Badgerma comparing themselves. They were in agreement that Badgerma was more likely to sing out loud, but now they're having a bit of a debate about who's a better cook, both in the abstract and about ramen right now. Now, most likely to be on a reality show. They agree that Badgerma is more likely. More likely to cry watching a romantic movie. Badgerma again, wow. Badgerma is the interesting one of these two.
I definitely wouldn't be that type of person. Rarely ever cry for that.
So the Wolverines now will come out of the timeout up 34-21. Going to try to put the icing on a pretty solid first half. They are favored in this game in the KenPom numbers by 22. Not sure what the betting line was. But they're right on pace to win by around that margin. NFL scores. New England tied with Miami, 10 apiece. Buffalo trailing 3-0 to the Jets at halftime. New Orleans 35-3 over Carolina. Cincy 20-16 over the Browns. KC 17-14 over the Chargers. Chicago 18-6 over the Vikings. Tampa 22-16 over Atlanta, and surprisingly Detroit 17-3 over Green Bay.
And it's not a good sign for Detroit for their draft stock right now.
You gotta wonder what's going on with these NFC North teams. The Vikings losing to the Bears, and the Lions beating up the Packers right now. Aaron Rodgers 8 of 23 in the first half against probably the worst secondary in the NFL.
Yes. And after that great Monday Night Football win that they had, it's shocking to see him playing that bad there in the first half.
Yeah.
In Minnesota is, I get just two words for them, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. So out of the timeout, we'll see if Michigan looks a little more focused. They had some trouble maintaining their focus in the break games a year ago. We'll see if they look a little sharper here out of the timeout with Howard trying to recalibrate the focus of the team. Simpson gets a screen from Teskey. Now crosses over, kicks it out to Brooks. He's going to dribble inside, runs around the baseline. Now outside to Julius in the lane. Outside, Simpson from the wing for three, and it goes. Xavier Simpson, and Michigan leads by 16, 37-21. Maybe one of the most underrated storylines of the season is Simpson entered this game at 41% from three, and he knocks that one down. Stroke has looked a lot better this year, and he's taking fewer shots and knocking down the ones he does take. Jordan Owens had it down low and lost it as he was trying to pass it to Withers. Now up comes Johns the other way. Had it stripped off the Lowell defender. I think it went off of Lutete. It'll stay with the Wolverines. Up 16, 2:53 to go in the first half.
Yeah, definitely last year Simpson had a tough time at just holding off on those three-pointers. This year he's done a lot better job.
Well, there was a tendency last year of teams to just not really guard Simpson if he was outside from three, and his shot being a little better this year has made teams respect him more. Now to Julius in the corner off the inbound. His step back from the elbow. No, Teskey tipped around, and the tip drill does not fall. And UMass Lowell grabs the rebound. 2:43 to go in the first half, 37-21. Wolverines on top. There's a three attempt for Lowell. No, and it bounced off the rim, then it bounced off the weird time cube above the backboard, which meant it was out of bounds, and then it dropped back down and in the basket, but it hit the cube, so it is out of bounds. That does not count. Michigan takes over 37-21. Lowell shooting 31% from the field in the first half so far, 7 turnovers. Michigan just over 50% from the field so far. Simpson in the lane, kicks it back out. Brandon Johnson open three opportunity, did not take it. He spins around and traveled. John's a little out of control right now. We've seen John's good when he gets it open in the post and he can use his strength, but his dribble drives They've been all over the place right now.
Absolutely. So they're going to definitely have to just find open looks for him down in the paint.
Yeah, he's going to just need to settle down a little bit. Michigan 37-21 over Lowell. Lutete outside, 2:10 to go in the first half. Obadiah Noel dribbles in the lane. His little runner, no, off the backboard and out, but Lutete grabs down the rebound. His opportunity is good. Step back jumper from just inside the arc, and it's 37-23, Wolverines on top. Bounced kind of between about 12 and 17-point Michigan edge for most of this half. Johns outside to DeJulius. Gets a screen from Teskey, dribbles around, puts on the brakes. Now tries to kick to the corner, was looking for Brandon Johns, intercepted by Lutete. He comes out the other way. Simpson guarding in transition defense. Lutete lays it in, and it's back to 12, 37-25, Michigan on top. Lowell's been able to capitalize on the break as Michigan's committed 8 turnovers, again showing a little bit of sloppiness. DeJulius wide open from the corner and not able to knock it down. Glances off the iron. 4 of 12 from 3 is Michigan in the first half. Noel dribbles in the paint. He throws it up. No. Simpson the rebound. Michigan comes and tries to run the break themselves. Simpson will try to do it himself. No, he'll give it to Brooks in the corner. His 3. Got it. Eli Brooks finally knocks it down. 1 for 5 now from 3 in the first half.
Yeah, for a few seconds there, Michigan was looking to not have a lot of energy out there. I think they're going to have to get a little bit more energy if they want to really pull away here.
15-point edge, 50 seconds to go in the first half. Into halftime, what did you see there in that first half?
Well, I definitely seen some good things from Michigan. I think there's definitely still, I think the absence of Livers is kind of a little bit imminent right now, it seems. But I think overall they seem to be still doing the same thing they've always been doing, has been trying to get into the lane to start, and then hopefully find guys outside later in the shot clock to hopefully find some open threes. They're just going to have to be able to hit some more threes down the stretch here.
So Michigan leads by 17 as we go to halftime. Michigan 52% from the field, 38% from 3, 83% from the stripe, a 17-point edge over the Riverhawks. And that's where we will leave it. Headed into halftime, Nick Hornberg and Neil Sinha will have the second half in about 12 minutes.
Welcome back to the Crisler Center for WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan basketball here. The Wolverines leading the Riverhawks of UMass Lowell 42-25, 50 seconds away from the second half. My name is Nick Hornberg. Alongside me, Neil Sinha for the second half. Neil, this is the final tune-up game of the break period, and Michigan delivering as advertised.
Yep, I mean, they got off to a fantastic start, just flying off early, got up 12-4, I believe. And John Teskey just dominating down low for Michigan. I mean, they've said, you know what, just pass it to Teskey, let UMass Lowell just try to stop him, pretty much just foul him now, because the tallest player UMass Lowell has is just 6'7" in Connor Withers. So they don't really stand a chance down low, and that's what Michigan's been doing.
John Teskey, 13 points, leads the game. On the opposite side, Obadiah Noel leads the Riverhawks in scoring with 12. Both teams having fun inside the paint. However, Noel, 3 fouls, the only player of the game who's really in foul trouble. Relatively clean and quick first half. John Teskey led the game in free throw attempts with 4.
Yeah, and I thought Michigan defensively did a great job stopping UMass Lowell's highest scorer, Christian Lutete. He has just 7 points. He averages 19.5 on the season so far. So great job by Michigan defensively.
UMass Lowell only has 9 players dressed for today's game, so if Noel fouls out, this is a very, very definitive problem for the Riverhawks. On the Michigan side, of course, Isaiah Livers out for the time being with a lower body injury.
Yeah, and it's been interesting with Brandon Johns because he got 13 minutes in the first half, which was pretty good, but he just had 2 points, 1-for-1 shooting. So I want to see him get the ball a little bit more in the second half.
And both sets of players ready to take the floor. Michigan will take the ball first as winners of the opening tip-off. Brandon Johns looks like he will stand to deliver the inbound. Xavier Simpson stands right around the center of the court, and we are underway here in the second half. Xavier Simpson gonna walk it up. Not a whole lot of movement from Michigan's players so far. One over the top to Johns at the free throw line. Johns in entry pass to Teskey. Teskey goes up, and John Teskey up to 15 points, his first points of the half.
Yep, using that big left-hand hook. He loves that shot.
Jordan Owens slowing it down for the Riverhawks, and Owens gives it off to Withers. And now Lutete is going to drive, now gives it off to Owens. Owens at the left point and gives it to Lutete. Lutete to drive on Simpson, and Simpson with the steal, the clean strip of Lutete, and Xavier Simpson slings it all the way across to Franz Wagner. Over the top, Teskey, nobody's home. Teskey misses the first shot, but all alone comes up with the offensive rebound and his second bucket of the half.
Great unselfish pass by Franz Wagner, just finding Teskey down low. No one was there.
Owens. Now to Noel. To Withers. Withers at the free throw line, guarded by Teskey. Withers is going to take it back and a give and go with Owens. Owens going to come in on Teskey. Owens under the basket, runs all the way through, and now pulls up from about 11 feet, and that's going to go for the Riverhawks' first points, and Michigan going to play quickly. Wagner, quick inbound to Simpson. Xavier Simpson, starting to the left of the top of the key, now moves back to the high point. Simpson looking for a lane, but no Michigan player is moving off the ball. Now Teskey setting a screen. Simpson's going to go straight into the restricted area. Now off to Johns. Johns the pump fake. Johns for 3. That's going to come up short, and the rebound by Lutete. And now the Riverhawks trying to push. Noel is going to drive and ultimately get it off to Withers. Withers back to Noel. Noel to Withers at the top of the key. Now Owens. Owens going to look to drive, now runs through the hoop. Now off to Noel. Noel drives in on Wagner, gives it off to Owens. 5 seconds left of the shot clock. Owens going to drive in on Teskey. Owens goes up, and that's not going to go off the backboard, and rebound by Simpson. Michigan playing quickly. Wagner goes up, and Wagner puts it down with a one-arm dunk.
Ferocious slam right there by Franz Wagner. And great entry pass by Xavier Simpson.
Michigan's lead stretched to 21, 48-27. Now the score with 17 and a half minutes remaining in regulation. Lutete to Owens to Noel. Noel looks to come on to Teskey. Noel pulls up from the free throw line, and that goes. And Michigan's lead back down below 20, and quick inbound to Simpson, but Xavier Simpson going to slow it down.
Again, very little off-ball movement by Michigan here. Oh, now they're going to get it going.
Simpson off the screen from Teskey. Simpson, overhead pass to Johns at the corner. Johns, instead of pulling up, is going to drive, and Brandon Johns flies in and puts it down. I don't know if I'd call that a dunk. That wasn't particularly authoritative, but
yeah,
it was 2 points.
Looks like he just let the ball go right in.
And Eli Brooks going to get called for a foul against Obadia Noel. That is Eli Brooks' second, the junior from Pennsylvania. 9 points on 4 for 9 shooting from the field, although 1 for 5 from three-point land. And the inbound to Owens. Owens off the screen from Withers. Going to play it back to Withers, and it goes through the legs, and that's going to go back for a backcourt violation. And Withers is just going to let it go so that a backcourt violation is not called. It will be out of bounds, Michigan basketball.
Yeah, good defense by Michigan. It looks like they haven't really been switching on a lot of ball screens, something that we saw a lot of last year, obviously, with Luke Yaklik.
Simpson takes the inbound from Brooks. Full shot clock, 16 and a half minutes left in regulation. And Simpson going to go in and tries to play it himself, but ultimately has it swatted, recovers it, gets it off to Johns, and now Wagner at the top of the key. Wagner goes to the right corner. Teskey in the post. Teskey across to Johns. Johns is going to post up on Lutete, gives it back to Simpson. Simpson for three, and that's no good. And Teskey got a hand to it, but couldn't control it. It goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Teskey's done a great job today rebounding. He has 7 rebounds so far. He's been doing a great job just in general, getting position down low against UMass Lowell.
And now Lutete moves to the baseline, now gets it back off to Allen Blunt. And now it's Noel at the top of the key, guarded by Simpson. Noel going to move to his left. Noel enters the area, and now to Withers for three, and that is an air ball. That will go out of bounds.
Yeah, Michigan's okay letting him shoot. Connor Withers, that's his 4th three-point attempt of the game. He's missed every single one. He airballed one earlier in the game. So Michigan's okay with letting UMass Lowell shoot those shots.
And now we have the under 16 timeout, 15:51 to go in the second half. Michigan leads UMass Lowell 50-29. John Teskey up to 17 points, leads the game across both teams.
Yeah, great game for Teskey. As we've talked about, done a great job rebounding. And I just think it's almost unfair for UMass Lowell because Teskey's just so big. He has a good 4 or 5 inches on the tallest player from UMass Lowell.
And stoppage in play continues. Noel remains the only Riverhawk in double figures with 14. And Michigan committed 1 foul in this half. UMass Lowell yet to commit a foul.
Yeah, Michigan's been very disciplined so far. I think just 5 fouls in the first half. They've looked very good defensively, just stifling UMass Lowell.
The Wolverines defensively holding their nerve, allowing 34% shooting from the field, 22% from 3. And they've committed their fair share of fouls, but UMass Lowell only one time has gotten to go to the line as Spike Albrecht, former Michigan Wolverine, is introduced here at the Crisler Center. Former Michigan Wolverine, perhaps best known for his spot start in the national championship game in 2013. Strong performance from the then freshman in the absence of Wooden Award winner Trey Burke. And he committed a clean steal.
Yep.
However, that national title game is now considered illegitimate, which...
So Michigan, finished number 1 that year. So.
No, that is not a thing. Vacating wins is revisionist history and is bad. That is all. As the timeout continues, this one extending a little bit long. A great crowd here at Crisler, considering it's December 29th and classes are not in session.
Yeah, a ton of students here, a lot of families, I guess it's staying in town for the holidays, for the New Year's.
And UMass Lowell's team talk looks to be about done as they are walking back out on the floor. Jordan Owens looks like he is going to the bench. Ron Mitchell makes his first appearance of the second half for the Riverhawks.
Yeah, we'll see if Xavier Simpson can get going here. Just 5 points. He does have 6 assists, so he's been getting great penetration. But I want to see him maybe get a few more shots down.
Simpson, a mere 1 for 4 from the field so far in this game. Michigan shooting 51% from the field, 33% from long range. And perhaps most comforting, considering people who have bad memories from the last 2 seasons, 83% from the free throw line.
Oh, there we go.
As Brooks plays the inbound into Xavier Simpson. Simpson going to walk across half court. And now moving to the right off the screen from Teske, guarded by Mitchell. Simpson, backward pass to Eli Brooks, now to Franz Wagner on the left wing. Wagner gives it back to Brooks at the top of the key. Now Simpson at the right point off a screen from Teske. Simpson's going to enter the paint and gives it off to Johns. Johns looks to shoot, now gives it to Brooks. Brooks to the baseline jumper is off the front of the rim, but an offensive rebound by a flying Brandon Johns, and Johns is going to take it himself and put it down.
Strong rebound by Brandon Johns, just came in out of nowhere and snatched that out of the air.
Ron Mitchell running the offense off the screen from Blunt. Mitchell going to drive straight to the hoop, and that's going to go off the backboard, and John Teske is down. Bit slow to get up.
Oh, yeah, he's grimacing.
Teske limping a little bit. Juwan Howard probably needs to get him out of the game in short order as Xavier Simpson, guarded by Mitchell at the top of the key. Now Brooks on the right wing, gives it to Teske. Teske to Brooks now. Brooks over the top to Teske. Teske's going to go up and put it down. Teske's at 19 points, but he looks immobile. Nobody moving to the scorer's table, though.
Yeah, very interesting to see. If it was me, I would definitely take out Teske, put in someone like Castleton.
Withers gives it to Mitchell. Now Noel at the top of the key. Noel moves to his left. And he's going to give it off to a driving Noel, and Noel misses a dunk, although he is fouled. And Noel colliding with some fans in the front row.
Well, Noel went for the poster right there, cocked that ball all the way back, looking like a tomahawk dunk, but it didn't go down.
54-31 now the score in Michigan's favor. Still no substitution from Juwan Howard. John Teske looks like he's going to tough it out.
Yeah. Though he keeps looking at his leg down there.
Well, when you're 7'1", there's no way to not fall hard.
Yeah.
When you fall. And Teske's gotten up from his fair share of those as the first free throw was made by Obadia Noel. Noel's second free throw is good. And Brandon Johns going to take an inbound to Simpson. Simpson going up to the left side, gives it off to Brooks now, the give and go with Simpson. Xavier Simpson is now on the left wing. He's going to move to the middle. And over the top to Teske, and Teske into the 20s. 21 points.
Wow. Yeah, and UMass Lowell, no one was home on that ball screen. They just left Connor Withers in the paint, and he's just helpless against Teske.
Noel at the top. Off the screen from Blunt. Now gives it back to Blunt. Now gives it to Ron Mitchell on the right wing. And screens back to the middle from Blunt. And now Blunt from about 10 feet away. Posts up against Simpson. Blunt off to Withers. Withers to pull up from a long two, and that goes. And the inbound played to Simpson. Simpson gives it to Brooks. Brooks is going to pull up for three off the run, and that's good. 59-35 now the score in favor of Michigan. And now a steal from Franz Wagner. Wagner going to take it himself, and he goes for the dunk. He misses it, but he gets his own rebound and puts one in off the backboard.
Yeah, you had to get that rebound to make up for that missed dunk there.
That was a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
As 61-35 the score now, and almost another steal from Franz Wagner, but instead a foul called.
Yeah, he's just hounding Lutete right now.
And that is Franz Wagner's third. Figure he might be due for a seat on the bench in a little bit. Franz Wagner flashed some quick hands since arriving in Ann Arbor, but he has reached a little bit at times.
Looks like Michigan's in zone here.
And Noel goes up. Did that go? Yes, it did.
Yeah, I believe it did.
That didn't even touch the netting.
Yeah.
As Johns plays the inbound to Simpson. Simpson to Wagner. Simpson on the right wing. Simpson Up the baseline, off to Brooks. Brooks for another three. That's good. Eli Brooks now up to 15 points.
Unbelievable to think how good of a shooter Eli Brooks got over the summer. Just great progress with that shot.
Eli Brooks didn't really make himself stand out his first 2 years in Ann Arbor, but gone to work in the offseason, earned himself a starting job as off the miss from Noel, the rebound by Brandon Johns. Now Teske at the top of the key, back to Simpson on the right wing. Over the top, Teske has 3 touchdowns, make that 23 points.
My
With
goodness.
the poster.
Dunks over Blunt right there. Unbelievable.
Adrian Nunez at the scorer's table will come in at the next stoppage. Blunt. Now Lutete for 3, and that's going to be in and out. And the rebound by John Teske. Teske has 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals on the afternoon, 23 points. Wagner gives it to Simpson at the top. Xavier Simpson waiting for a play to develop. Teske, a small screen now. Overhead pass to Wagner. Wagner passes up the 3 and has it stolen by Noel. And now the driving Lutete puts it in, no question. And a foul called on Xavier Simpson. Lutete is going to have an opportunity for a 3-point play, and that hasn't gone over well.
Yeah, I did not see a foul there. It looked like Simpson just let him get the layup there. Very surprised by that call.
And that will harken the under 12 timeout. 11:36 left in regulation. Michigan leads UMass Lowell 66-39. John Teske still pacing the field with 23 points, but Eli Brooks, now the second Wolverine to reach double figures with 15.
Yeah, it looks like Michigan's been just fine without Isaiah Livers today. Of course, I mean, obviously they're going to miss him against MSU. But, I mean, Brandon Johns has stepped in. He's kind of looked like a blue guy today. Just doing what's asked of him, just setting good screens and, you know.
And what year is it? Neil Armstrong, Woodstock, and Abbey Road, 1969. That was an easy one. That was a softball. Has been in 8 minutes and 24 seconds free of substitutions. UMass Lowell has only made 1 substitution in the second half. Michigan has made none. Looks like John Teske's leg is very much okay after taking a hard fall.
Yeah, just toughened it out there. I was very surprised. I really thought Juwan Howard would sub him out, but...
Well, Michigan is now ahead by 27. John Teske may be inclined to take a seat here as the flying T-shirts are out at Crisler. The alumni band definitely does not want a T-shirt. They are all seated.
Yeah, they look very uninterested right now.
The range in those air cannons is absolutely
I didn't realize, geez, they just reached the upper level.
They can shoot a long way when there's enough air in them. I'm used to the Crisler Center where they just spew out a bunch of them only up to the first 20 rows.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wish the Big House had that T-shirt cannon. They never get it up to me in the upper level.
Well, you're a freshman. You will move up.
Yeah.
As timeout continues, you figure to see at least some substitutions on the Michigan side. Franz Wagner with 3 fouls, almost certainly going to come out. Adrian Nunez was at the scorer's table.
Yeah, hopefully we'll also see C.J. Baird at then, fan favorite.
The victory cigar of Michigan basketball, as Alex Drain once said. In fact, he said it last week at the game against the Blue Hose of Presbyterian. And now, both sets of players walking back out. Adrian Nunez is in, as is Colin Castleton. But John Teske still out there. Michigan going with the twin towers of Castleton and Teske. Brandon Johns earned himself a rest. And Franz Wagner going to the bench as well.
Juwan Howard's been very keen on just keeping this 2 big lineup. I mean, it makes sense against UMass Lowell with the little size that they have, and it's clearly worked today.
And Lutete going to have an opportunity to complete the 3-point play. Xavier Simpson is up to 10 assists. Lutete gets it to go, and the 3-point play is completed. Michigan's lead cut to 26, 66-40. Xavier Simpson going to take it across half court. 11 and a half minutes remaining. David DeJulius at the scorer's table. You wonder why he wasn't put back in at the timeout. Simpson goes up, and he's up to 7 points.
He loves that little fade layup where he just drives in and then just lets it go as he's falling back.
And Mitchell looking for a lane. He gives it to Noel. Withers sets the screen, and Noel, backdoor cut to Withers. Now to Noel, beyond the arc. Simpson reaches in and is called for a foul.
Yeah, Michigan's just daring UMass Lowell to shoot little mid-range shots. They gave Connor Withers a look there. He decided not to take it.
David DeJulius enters the game. Eli Brooks will now take a seat. Noel looks to deliver the inbound. He's going to give it to Mitchell. Ron Mitchell going to move left, now gives it to Noel. Withers cuts in, but ultimately the pass to Blunt, and now Lutete. Lutete inside the free throw line tries to play an entry pass over the top to Blunt, but that missed everyone. It goes out of bounds for Michigan possession. Castleton going to deliver an inbound to Simpson.
Yeah, it was a good idea by Lutete. It's just looked like Blunt couldn't catch it.
Xavier Simpson walking up. Michigan slowing the game to a crawl. And Simpson looks to his left, lets the play develop, and he's going to split two defenders and give it off to Nunez, but can't be controlled. That's going to go out of bounds for UMass Lowell basketball.
Yeah, very interesting. I think we're seeing a lot of, obviously, Adrian Nunez in the absence of Isaiah Livers, which I think is a very good decision by Juwan Howard, as they're going to need him against MSU and some upcoming Big Ten opponents that it looks like they won't have Isaiah Livers for.
And substitution there. Joey Glynn checks in to the game as the block by Castleton, rebounded by DeJulius. Blunt is denied by Colin Castleton. DeJulius looked to push the tempo for a second. Teske thought about shooting the three, gives it to Castleton in the post. Castleton triple marked, gives it to Teske, and Teske's now got 25. Ron Mitchell now stands to run the offense. Now a bit of a broken play, but now Blunt's going to drive and over Teske, but no go, and the rebound by Simpson. Now Simpson is going to drive. Austin Davis at the scorer's table. Simpson goes up. He's up to 9 points.
Strong layup there, right there by Xavier Simpson.
And Joey Glynn came in a couple plays ago, replacing Connor Withers, who took a seat for the first time in the second half. 72-40 the score in favor of Michigan. Lutete to Blunt. Now Glynn. Glynn going to pull off of Teske and take a shot, but off the front of the rim, rebounded by Castleton. Now Simpson. Off a screen from Castleton. Now moves to the left. Simpson for three. That's not going to go, and rebounded by Ron Mitchell. Mitchell going to try and drive a little bit, and Noel plays it in the kickoff. Simpson, I think somebody just got hit in the face.
Yep, and Xavier Simpson goes over and gives him a nice handshake.
This is a good field. He kept it in play.
Yep.
As John Teske.
And the fans are giving a round of applause for the fan who took the ball to the face there.
Indeed, John Teske goes off, and in steps Austin Davis. Austin Davis is wearing one sleeve. I don't know how that works. Lutete pulls up for three, and that's good over Adrian Nunez, 72-43 now. Simpson slowing it down again. We're under 9 minutes in regulation. Michigan just trying to put this game away. Simpson to Davis. Davis looking for a lane, is going to give a go with DeJulius. Now DeJulius at the top of the key. Now Nunez. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Davis double marked. He's going to get under the basket. Davis is going to try and put it up, and down it goes. Austin Davis with some scoring touch.
Very difficult shot there by Austin Davis. I don't know how he managed to get that one to go.
Ron Mitchell moving right off the screen from Blunt, and the mid-range jumper will not go. The rebound by Davis. Xavier Simpson will drive straight to the rim, and that's not going to go, but the tip in by Castleton also no good. Rebound by Simpson, gets it back out to DeJulius. Nunez for three, no. And almost another offensive rebound, but Castleton lets it go. Ron Mitchell going to drive to the rim on Nunez, and that's going to go. And stoppage of play. I think that's an under 8 timeout. Yes. No? Timeout called by Juwan Howard.
Presented by Coke. Show us your best moves and your
And 74-45 the score, 7.5 minutes remaining in the second half. As Michigan firmly in control. John Teske now up to 25 points.
Yeah, this has been a great game for Michigan. Hopefully it'll build some momentum for the Big Ten Conference season, where they have Michigan State in exactly a week on January 5th. Big game for the Wolverines.
As shake up in the Big Ten, as discussed earlier today, Ohio State losing to West Virginia. The Buckeyes definitely not invulnerable.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple of days there for Ohio State fans. Obviously, with the loss in the playoffs yesterday to Clemson.
They'll be fine. I have a feeling they will be okay.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like they haven't really had to deal with that type of heartbreak before. So,
As today the final full day of the final full week of NFL football, or NFL regular season football, the Lions are winning.
yeah, sorry, Lions fans.
Yeah, you Lions fans thought you were going to get Chase Young, weren't you?
Yeah, and I guarantee, watch them win this game against the Packers, and then the Redskins are going to win, and the Lions are going to be stuck picking 5th, and they could have got the 2nd overall pick.
Hey, as a Lions fan, I hate the Packers. I am very okay with beating the Packers, especially considering that if the Lions win, the Packers will be denied a bye week.
Very true, and it looks like David Blau will get a Ford F-150 truck from a Saints fan who offered it to him if the Lions beat the Packers. So,
Well, it's 17-13, so
yeah,
the Lions will find a way to lose this one in a heartbreaker.
yeah.
Especially because
Which, hey, I mean, I wouldn't mind, and nor do I think many Lions fans would.
on the other side of the field is the Lions' personal kryptonite, Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
But it is in Detroit, so the refs are less prone to influence.
Yep. Yeah.
But the Saints are doing things that are not appropriate for children's viewing to Carolina.
Absolutely crushing Carolina.
42-10 lead in Charlotte. The Patriots are losing to the Miami Dolphins.
Wow.
If they lose, that's huge because the Patriots will be denied a bye week, which is something that the Patriots
have gotten pretty much every year, it seems
yeah,
like.
and they've fed off that.
Yeah.
Tom Brady is in his 40s. He needs some breaks.
Yeah.
As play is resumed, David DeJulius takes an inbound. Eli Brooks back in the game. Xavier Simpson earning himself a rest. DeJulius to Castleton at the top. Castleton over the top to Davis and has it intercepted by Joey Glenn. And he's going to give it off as now Ron Mitchell running the offense. Now Glenn at the top, and his shot is no good. And the rebound by DeJulius. DeJulius going to move to the top. 23 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Under 7 minutes in the game now. Castleton looks to post up against Noel. Castleton gets under Noel and almost stuffed the ball right in that crevice between the basket and the backboard, and no good rebound. Lutete is going to drive in onto Julius, and I believe a shooting foul was called onto Julius before Joey Glenn was able to put it away.
Yeah, on the offensive end for Michigan, great footwork by Colin Castleton, but unable to get it to go. One thing I want to see over the next offseason is for Castleton to put on a lot of weight, because I believe if he can just get a lot stronger, especially with the great footwork he has, the good shot he has, he would improve a lot.
And Castleton is going to have to find a role to play. 7'2" center Hunter Dickinson.
Oh, yep.
Inbounds to Ann Arbor next week, presumably, or next season, presumably. Dickinson, a different player than Castleton. Dickinson, not much of a shooter, stands 7 foot.
Yeah.
A lot though, as Colin Castleton has a height and size disadvantage against his future teammate. However, Castleton, more mobile, will have an opportunity to find himself a role.
Yeah, and he'll obviously have the experience. But you got to wonder, I mean, obviously, like, how much playing time he and guys like Brandon Johns will get with, as you said, Hunter Dickinson coming in. Isaiah Todd hopefully will come, will maintain his commitment. And then apparently Terrence Williams looks like he could end up coming to Michigan. So big things to come for the Wolverines.
Terrence Williams in the building today, I believe.
Yeah, I heard that also.
As really Juwan Howard has really had 6 months to put together a class, and he's done a phenomenal job.
Yeah, unbelievable.
With Zeb Jackson, as well as you said, Isaiah Todd and Hunter Dickinson. 2 big recruits still stand on Michigan's big board. Terrence Williams, 83rd ranked recruit in the country, and of course the real gem is Joshua Christopher, number 11 recruit in the country, is rated by 24/7. But Joshua Christopher, certainly a long shot, looks to be on the track to sign for UCLA.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, you never know. A lot of people have said that Michigan has a lot of room, or a lot of momentum with Josh Christopher, and supposedly his visit to Michigan just last month went well. It's just, as you said, it's going to be very difficult to sway him away from UCLA.
Be interesting to see, even if neither Williams nor Christopher sign with Michigan, Juwan Howard still has cobbled together a top 10 class in 6 months, presuming that Dickinson and Todd do in fact sign.
Yeah, and he really needed it, because you look at who Michigan lost obviously last year, who they're going to lose this year with Xavier Simpson, John Teskey. He really needed to get a good recruiting class, and he certainly has delivered.
And of course the specter of Isaiah Livers,
potentially
going to the NBA as the Jumbotron. Shows a few of the fans, somebody with a Vote for Quinn t-shirt. Quinn Hughes, former Michigan hockey player, number 7 overall pick 2 years ago. As Lutete misses the first free throw, Hughes now has a bright future for the Vancouver Canucks, but a Hobie Baker finalist in his final season in Ann Arbor. Lutete, second free throw is good, as Lutete makes 1 for 2. And Castleton plays the inbound to DeJulius. 6:45 left in the second half. DeJulius playing slowly. Brooks back to DeJulius. DeJulius tries to rip it left, but good discipline by Ron Mitchell. Now a screen from Castleton. DeJulius goes right. DeJulius pulls up from 12 feet. No go. Rebounded by Mitchell. Now Lutete going to drive in on Nunez. Lutete! Castleton not quite quick enough to get there for the block, though.
Yeah. Lutete really loves just streaking down the court in those fast breaks and just laying it up.
Lutete, a fast player, no doubt, as DeJulius to Brooks. Now DeJulius. Brooks setting the screen. DeJulius back left. Now Eli Brooks at the right corner. Going to dribble in. Now back out to DeJulius. Sophomore from Detroit plays it into Castleton. Castleton gives it back out to DeJulius. DeJulius, good ball movement from Michigan. Nunez going to pull up from 18 feet, and that's going to get off the front of the rim and not go, but an offensive rebound by Castleton. Tries to put it away, and he gets swatted and picks up his own rebound and another chance, and that goes.
Looks like he just wanted the stats there, picking up around 2-3 rebounds.
Rebounds matter.
They do.
Maybe trying to prove himself to Juwan Howard.
Yeah.
You don't need Dickinson.
Yeah.
And Khalil Thomas gets it out. And now Lutete the drive, and that's going to hit off the side of the rim, and that's going to be a rebound by Castleton. Now DeJulius. Pushes the tempo for a moment, but then pulls back. DeJulius to Davis inside. Davis loses control, and Lutete with the steal. But Eli Brooks, good defense, halting the fast break. Ron Mitchell plays it back to Connor Withers, who has re-entered the game. Lutete pulls up from 15 feet, and that's going to go. Lutete up to 18 points. DeJulius looking to hold up. Now Castleton at the top. Castleton to Nunez. Nunez to Brooks at the top of the key. Brooks trying to enter the painted area. Castleton thought about shooting, does not. Castleton, and the long floater does not go. Hits off the side of the rim.
Looks like they had Austin Davis in position in the paint there, but Castleton decided not to throw it to him.
Lutete pulls up, and that's going to rim in, out, then go back in.
Yeah, lucky bounce there. Lutete's having a great half, though. I believe 13 points in the second half here.
Lutete now 20 points, and C.J. Baird is at the scorer's table, everybody. Castleton now to Brooks. Under 4 minutes left in the game. DeJulius is going to move to the middle. DeJulius, overhead pass to Castleton, inside at Davis. Davis goes up, gets fouled, and puts back the layup. Austin Davis is going to have an opportunity for an and one.
Yeah, strong effort. Ever since Austin Davis came in, he's just been sitting there on the block, waiting for the ball to come his way. Finally does and puts it in.
Austin Davis, 6 points now in the afternoon as timeout. That could very well be the final commercial break as Cole Badgema looks like he's also going to come in.
Interesting. We haven't really seen him this year so far from Michigan.
No, the only extended look Michigan fans have gotten of Cole Badgema has been last week's game against Presbyterian.
Yeah. And obviously, I think with the Big Ten season coming up, it would be great for Michigan to get some of their depth with guys like, as you said, Cole Badgema, Austin Davis, just a lot of experience, so that because you never know in any game, you never know the foul trouble that you could get into. So it's always good to have bench guys with a lot of experience.
Never mind foul trouble. How about injuries? Isaiah Livers out for the time being. It looks to be almost certain that he will not play against Michigan State. So some of these deeper players are going to have to step up. 78-52 the score in favor of Michigan. 3:47 left in the game, and I'd like to take the opportunity to thank you for listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan basketball here at the Crisler Center. Once again, my name is Nick Hornberg, and alongside me, Neil Sinha, for the remainder of the game, as Alex Drain and Ryan Buckman brought you the first half. Timeout still going. Juwan Howard getting a good amount of time to talk to his guys for the home stretch of the game. Same with Pat Duquette on the UMass Lowell side. And the timeout still going as Badgema and Baird will check into the game. Colin Castleton looks like he will go to the bench. 9 rebounds for Colin Castleton today.
Yeah, he's been imposing his will on the rebounding on the boards today.
And really running out of things to say here as now the timeout has come to an end. Michigan is back out on the floor. Juwan Howard giving his last few instructions to David DeJulius.
I thought the Juwan Howard press conference, I don't know if you saw it, Nick, about Isaiah Livers was very funny. He was talking about giving him the good juju by rubbing his hands.
Juwan Howard definitely not lacking in a sense of humor. Michigan's
sure.
new coach. Davis, opportunity to complete the three-point play, and he does. As Ron Mitchell still in the game, now Withers gives it to Lutete and is fouled by David DeJulius. That is the 7th foul by Michigan. Actually, I believe that's the 6th. 7th, my mistake, as UMass Lowell is in the bonus. Lutete will have an opportunity for a 1-and-1. Lutete's first free throw is good. 79-53 now the score. Lutete ready to take a second, and that will be no good. Rebounded by Austin Davis. DeJulius going to run the offense. A C.J. Baird 3 you think would be the exclamation point on today's game.
Man, the fans would just go wild if that happened.
They always do. And now Badgema moves inside. Long 2 for Badgema, and that's going to go down.
Got the good bounce there.
Michigan into the 80s. 81-53 the score now. Joey Glynn gives it to Khalil Thomas. Thomas, and has it stolen by Badgema, as Badgema just going to take some time off. Nunez the quick 3, and that's not going to go, as C.J. Baird vacated his position. He would have had an opportunity for an offensive rebound. As Lutete over the top to Glynn. Glenn's going to go up and blocked by Bajima.
Geez, Bajima really showing something right now.
Nunez, Baird, DeJulius. Now slowing it down. 2:40 left in the game. Off the screen from Davis, DeJulius gets it to Nunez at the top. Now Bajima has it stolen by Ron Mitchell. Mitchell's going to go by himself, and Mitchell's just going to put it in. Nunez let him go. 81-55 now. The inbound quick to Bajima. 2:21 left. DeJulius moves in on a screen from Davis. DeJulius to Bajima. Bajima for three. No, he stepped on the line.
And I think there was a foul. I think maybe a moving screen or something on Michigan.
They're calling a turnover on Bajima. I do believe that was him stepping on the line, which is a shame because it went in.
Yep.
As Luke Wilson and Rico Ozuna-Harrison, as well as Jaron Faulds in the game. Michigan's bench completely empty.
Is this their walk-on lineup?
Yes, it is. The only one of these four players on scholarship, I believe, is Bajima.
Oh, yep.
As Ron Mitchell pulls up for three, and that's going to go. Spirited performance by UMass Lowell, and Luke Wilson takes the inbound from C.J. Baird.
With the bright pink shoes.
There you go. Wilson to the baseline, and Wilson stepped on the line. They're going to call a foul on Luka Maziashvili.
Great pronunciation there, Nick.
Another Georgian.
Yeah.
His first, team second.
Ozuna-Harrison stands to deliver the inbound, and long ball back to Wilson. Wilson had to run to prevent the backcourt violation, but good awareness by the walk-on. And Wilson to C.J. Baird. Back to Wilson. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. 90 seconds left in the game. Wilson underneath to Faulds. Faulds going to go up one-handed, and that's going to go.
Great spin move there. And the little right-hand hook.
Ron Mitchell has been on since about the 15-minute mark, and underneath to Noel, and that's going to go up and in. Minute 5 left. Wilson going to slowly dribble across half court. 60 seconds left in the game. Off the screen from Baird, Wilson trapped, but ultimately able to get away. Wilson going to pull up and has it swatted. Now the push from Obadia Noel, and ultimately missed shot by Withers, offensive rebound by Mitchell. Now Alan Blunt back to Maziashvili, and he's going to have it stolen by Bajima.
I got to say, Bajima's been great on the defensive end so far.
Wilson for three, good!
Michigan fans love it. The student section is going crazy.
And assisted by Cole Bajima. And now Ron Mitchell for three. That's not going to go. And C.J. Baird is just going to dribble it out. 1 second left. And that'll do it here at the Crisler Center as the crowd rises to their feet. The final home game for Michigan men's basketball of 2019. The score 86-60.
Yeah, great dominating performance by Michigan. Just the one they needed before playing Michigan State in the Big Ten Conference.
Indeed, and that will do it here for WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan basketball. And be sure to tune in tomorrow at 4:30 for WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan hockey from Little Caesars Arena, the Great Lakes Invitational against Ferris State. Myself, Alex Drain, and Amir Bektis will be on the call for that game. We'd like to thank you for listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan basketball here at Crisler Center, and for listening to us for all of 2019. May 2020 serve Juwan Howard's men very well. That will do it here for Neil Sinha, Ryan Buckman, and Alex Drain. My name is Nick Hornberg. Have a great day, everybody, and go blue, and have a happy new year.